So the underground features in the collection Station Island, where Heaney really starts looking at the role of the poet. It's the first poem in the collection, and I think it's a really good one to compare with the skunk. So we talked about the skunk a couple of weeks ago, where it's a symbol of married love and the effect that absence has on this, whereas the underground is really looking at the beginning of this married relationship and the fear and anxiety that go with it. The speaker in the poem is fearful of this change that's going to occur to his and his partner's relationship, and he's also afraid of losing her. I think Heaney really puts this across by using the famous myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. So in this story, Orpheus is trying to save his love from the underworld, and just as he thinks he's about to succeed, he turns back and loses her forever. But Heaney mimics this myth not only in its story, but also in its atmosphere. So he's trying to make the underground feel as much like the underworld that Orpheus would have encountered as much as possible. And I think that quote, to end up in a drafty lamplit station after the trains have gone, the wet tracks bared and tense as I am, really put this across expertly. But the story of Orpheus and Eurydice ends in tragedy. But Heaney does make sure that us, the reader, does not find out whether the story of his speaker ends the same way. The last stanza runs as one continuous line, which creates that element of tension and that quickened pace as well. We are only left with that haunting last line of, for your step following, and damned if I look back. I think this last line is really putting across that Heaney is sure that he is not going to fail where Orpheus did before. We can argue that Heaney is using this myth as a way of understanding where he is in his relationship and what he must do to ensure its continuation as well. But tune in next week for our next poetry guide, where we will be looking at Botland.